think that's extremely important for anyone that's in the tech space. Like, bring others along. I mean, it's all about, helping build one another up. So, dope that you did that, bro.
Yeah,
It's
we're
really dope.
supposed to do it, right?
Yeah,
Like this,
yeah.
we've been called upon
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
We're not called to hoard. Hoard all the successes, all the wealth, all the
Yep.
wins.
Yeah.
It's meant to be shared, man, and that's
Right.
where the fulfillment comes from.
Yeah. I think gatekeeping to me just doesn't make sense in a field where there's so much money. Like, it
There's
just
so much. The pie is so
doesn't make
big.
sense. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
pie is so big,
Right.
bro. Like it's so big. We're like, hey, let's not even compete on this. Let's partner on this project.
Exactly.
Let's make some money.
Yep.
Let's solve some problems. Let's serve a lot of people.
Yeah.
And make some money along the way. Like,
Yeah.
the pie is so big.
Yeah.
The pie is so big, man.
Speaking of that, like, what's the largest, if you know off the top of your head, if not, it's fine, largest contract you've worked on?
Biggest contract. It's like pushing 200 million.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm asking because you're an economics guy too.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking. So from that standpoint, do you know the work that you contributed, how much you think, well, one, you know what you're getting paid, but how much you think it was valued based upon like what you were contributing to, like what you were getting paid?
What, did I know exactly how much?
Yeah.
Well,
or even roughly, like.
I didn't know how much. Well, these days I don't work on contracts. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I don't work on contracts. I do more of the enterprise IT type of thing.
Yep.
But I can say without a doubt what they were billing and what I was getting
Right.
were night and day.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
What they were billing, and what I was getting paid, there was a large gap. And obviously that's how contracts work,
Yep.
right? They give you they give you a certain rate.
Yep.
Right, and they charge the customer a certain rate,
Right.
and they get everything in between.
Yep.
But I could say the gap was astronomical.
Yes.
And that's how contracts work, folks.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I ask that is because I think from an entrepreneur standpoint, which is something you brought up, like the importance of being an entrepreneur for those who are looking to get into, the tech space and who are already in the tech space, kind of looking further ahead, like kind of building your own, sort of lane. So whether you're consulting on your own or whether you are subcontracting or whether you're maybe a prime.
Yeah, my bad, bro. I said 200 million. My bad. No, that's wrong. I just thought about it. 20 million. Sorry.
20 million.
20 million.
Okay.
20 million. That was the big.
Hey,
Not
it's
200 million. My bad, y'all. Chat. Don't eat me up in the comments. It's 20 million. That's the biggest contract I worked on. Not 200 million. My bad, y'all. I didn't have my coffee this morning. Take it easy.
Nah, you good, bro. Hey, it's still big money, man.
It was yeah.
But
And still, the gap was still
what I'm
astronomical.
saying. Yeah, the gap don't change.
The gap I was putting in, the hours I was putting in, the value I was creating,
Yeah.
and how much they were charging to come.
Yep. Yeah.
It was still crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, what up, fam? This is Saul Levy, host of Africans in Tech, where we're building bridges and shaping futures in tech. Just a quick reminder for those who've not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. You can catch all of our content, including our whiteboard sessions, where you will find our full-length videos on our channel. And hit that notification bell, fam. All right? Yeah, I think I talked about this on one of my other pods before where I worked on a $600 million contract. It's a 5-year contract, and I think the spunk work itself was around like 12 to 15 mil, but the pay I was getting was nowhere near that.
Yeah.
But it's like you still do the work, and I was primarily responsible for doing the work for that. But at the end of the day, it's like, you do what you have to do to kind of make ends meet, but you also got to think past that. It's like, okay, how did these individuals, and I knew the CEO, I knew what, where he came from. Older guy, sharp, really sharp.
Yeah.
And he's been in business for a long time. He knows what he's doing. But
He's seasoned.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, he's still human. He still worked through the process, and he still was able to get the contract. So if he can do it, why can't I?
Yep.
And it may just take me some time to build up, but at the end of the day, I can do it. So I think for a lot of us who are in the tech space, I think it's very important that we look at kind of like that next level. And it may not be by yourself. It may be like partnering, It's very important. Like, I don't have the skill sets that you do in regards to like compliance and things like that.
Yeah.
I've done that work, but that's not like my specialty. Why not hire somebody that's their bread and butter? That's what they do in and out. So I think a lot of times we try to like do a lot of this stuff on our own, and whole premise of like Africans in Tech is literally it's a community, right? And we need to start thinking more like community and how can we bridge the gap and work with one another to kind of grow.
Yeah,
So,
man, I couldn't agree with you anymore, bro. Like Jordan doesn't get his 6 rings without Scottie, man.
yeah. Yep.
Kobe doesn't get his rings without Shaq.
Yep.
You know, LeBron doesn't get his rings without Kyrie, without D-Wade, Chris Bosh, you know, without Anthony Davis. He doesn't get those rings.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and I try to emphasize this whenever I talk to people, mentor people. You know, life's a team sport.
Yep.
Business is a team sport.
Yeah, man.
You know, get good at identifying people you want to work with and being a good teammate.
Yeah.
And that's how you win.
Strengths too. Like I think that's a skill set, knowing people's strengths and being able to utilize their strengths. That's one thing I'll say about like all the good managers and all the great CEOs. Like they know what their limitations are.
Yeah.
And they also know where they got to fill in those gaps, and they also know the limitations of even their staff.
Yeah, that's
And,
next level leadership right there.
So when you know that and you know kind of where to cover down on, that's when you can start scaling at a greater level. One guy I work with is based in Miami. I talk about this guy all the time. Makes $200 million a year.
Man.
Sharp.
Man.
The largest reseller in of computers in South America. And he calls me to this day, like from time to time, like, hey, I need help with consulting with so-and-so client. They're looking to be able to monitor XYZ. Can you show them like what needs to be done, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Pays me like $1,000 like for like 30 minutes or something like that. But
What a great human being.
I'm telling you,
He's a good man.
continue to do it. Please, AJ, please continue to do it.
That's a legend.
But at the end of the day, it's like he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's extremely, extremely bright about not only identifying like the needs, but also identifying the individuals that can actually fulfill those needs before, you know, the question or the need even arises. And to me, he's always prepared. And I think oftentimes, like for the entrepreneurs that don't really succeed, they're not really as prepared for like that moment coming.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are really succeeding in those spaces, they're always thinking about like the next level stuff, what's coming. Like how do I get, you know, this into position, knowing that this is kind of where our shortage, you know, lies. This is where our deficit is when it comes to like fulfilling certain requirements. You know, whether it's from a government contracting standpoint, from fulfillment, whether it's services, whatever it is, like there's a lot of areas where you know that you may be lacking. How do you fill down on those areas before that question even comes up? And that's what, you know, they did very well. And my hope is that for us that are looking into those spaces before those questions even come, that we're looking at answering some of those questions in advance. So, all right, I kind of, you know.
What a bar. Oh, my God. Clip that
Bro,
up.
Stop that. I'm rambling a lot right now. All right, so Florida, 2.5 years, and then you decided to come to the great city of ATL, right? Right after that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, why ATL, bro?
Man, you know, got an email from one of my VPs, not directly to me, but to the whole enterprise saying, hey, we got big job opportunities, big contracts in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And we'll sweeten the deal.
Okay.
And, you know, there was a bonus and also it looked like a promotion.
Okay. Like a reload bonus or just like a bonus?
Reload paid, and on top of that, on top of the reload,
nice,
some good change. You know?
Okay.
And
he licked his lips. It must have been nice,
man. It was good. It was good. And on top of that, they you know, looking at where I was at and looking at what that next job, what that would look like.
Yeah.
You know, it looked like a quick promo, not quick promo, but it was a faster promo.
Okay.
And at the time I was in a leadership development program as well. So as you know, large, like big companies, they have leadership development programs. The idea is, you know, they allow you to, to change departments very quickly and develop very, very, very fast.
Yep.
You know, this is their way of training you, right? And, you know, companies, they get an ROI on it. You know, the people in those programs, they get an ROI on it, right?
Yep.
For me, it allowed me to accelerate my development, you know, my communication skills, technical skills, you know, getting different sides of the business. And this job that I was about to do in Atlanta, I've never had experience with this type of job ever.
Okay.
I mean, I had experience with some of the aspects of the job, but it was a whole new world for me.